But
Welcome to the Billy and Joe Top 10 show. I am Billy. He is.
Hey, my name is Joe.
Joe
His name is
has
Billy.
an incredible podcast called Indy's Local Flavor. You can find it on Google. You can find it just any one of your platforms of podcasts that you listen to. Just to let you guys know, I am wearing glasses that have been super glued because you all know that you have those favorite pair of underwear that have a hole and you haven't thrown them away. You all know that you have a favorite t-shirt that has holes underneath the armpits and you haven't let it go. You all know that you have that favorite t-shirt from 1975, which most of you have not been born yet. But don't judge my reading glasses. Joe Carney, it's glad to have you, my friend. It's going to be a double feature today because we're going to post the previous show, which I didn't have my list of the top 20 songs you remember.
Yeah, you forgot.
There you go. So, Joe, tell us, before you get into a little bit of news, and I will shut this window here because it's a little bright. Tell us a little bit about your podcast, why you do your podcast, where's your podcast available, and then give us a little bit up-to-date information.
Yeah, my podcast, It Needs a Local Flavor. You can find it. That's the big places you can find it mainly is, I don't know if you know this, Billy, or not, but I started out on Anchor FM. Anchor got bought out by Spotify.
Oh, so I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's the main place where you can find me is Spotify, or you can always find me on iTunes podcasts, or you can find me on Anchor FM. Those are the big three places where I'm available. And last week we talked about comedians, which with my buddy Rob, my co-host, and that was really fun getting into that. So I do the podcast because I enjoy. I was in radio for 12 years, so I enjoy talking about music and movies and books and sports and health and wellness. So that's why I got into that.
Joe, man, what in the hell was up with your hair back in the 90s?
I had long hair.
Continue. Why?
Yeah, I had long hair. So I enjoyed that time. It was a really good time in my life. And I was still single. So I have very good memories of that time. And my time right out of college when I met George Carlin, which was a good time. He was a great guy, super cool. He didn't have he was very down to earth, very approachable. So yeah, that was the biggest highlight of my radio career. I
got to see him at Bally's in Las Vegas. So I am glad that I got to see him while he was alive. I just watched him the other day on the Johnny Carson show back in 1975, where Johnny Carson would have probably been taken off of the show because of the sexism and the feminism and all the stuff that would hurt everybody's feelings.
Right. Oh, no doubt. It was, and they smoked on the set at that time as well. So yeah, I understand that argument.
Maybe I should do that while we're on our show, but I have not smoked in 6 months. So yay me. Joe, that was like a sarcastic clap, man. I feel like I need to I feel like I should get a pack of cigarettes out and smoke them, but just because you were such a smart ass there.
We do have candy cigarettes coming up on my list. So there you go.
Wow. Oh, I forgot about the candy cigarettes, especially when you open them up.
Yeah.
They smoke a little bit, just like your dad would smoke them.
Right, exactly. So the news on my end, the NBA Finals is Game 5 tonight. It's all tied up. Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns. I know you're leaning towards the Suns there, Billy. Would like to. I'm a Bucks guy for Giannis because I think he's incredible. But I really don't have a dog in this fight. So whoever wins, I'm okay with. The other thing I wanted to mention is classic hip hop artist. He'd been ill for a really long time. He was only 57. Biz Markie passed away yesterday. He was in hospice, and his thoughts and prayers go out to his family. And a personal note, my buddy Dave is under the weather, so our thoughts and prayers are with my buddy Dave that he gets well and back to 100%.
You got what I need.
You say she's just a friend.
Was that 1990 or 1989, man? I think it close around that. Maybe even 92 or 93.
It had several. It had several times that it came out, but it came out originally, I want to say, in 88.
Back when MTV had actual videos.
Yes, exactly.
Gosh, I missed that. And the little emblem on the left that would tell you it was an exclusive. Well, it's an exclusive. What are you gonna do? Put it on VH1?
Which VH1 was better if you remember correctly after a while.
Yeah, you know what? Pop-up video.
Precisely.
Golly. Well, VH1 was okay because that's all I got in 87, 88, or 89 at Indiana State University because, got my mind set on you by George Harrison and then Traveling Wilburys. They all just played adult contemporary. Like there's no way that if I would have had MTV in college, there's no way that I would have watched VH1's Swing Out Sister, Breakout, George Harrison. I got my mind set on you. Never gonna give you up, let you down. Those things
Rick
I
Astley.
would not absolutely have watched, but that was the only channel I had was VH1.
Yeah, I didn't even have cable in Muncie. There was no air conditioning. If you go there now, it's really, really, really deluxe at Ball State. I didn't have air conditioning, didn't have cable, nothing. So, we got all our abacus and that our abacus and our stone tablets, and that's how we passed our classes.
And our Canon 6x9 with a typewriter with the little film that you could never find.
Yes.
Oh, man. And you know what, though? I don't have memories of the heat bothering me, because
I do.
Both me and my roommate, Michael Ball, which I got some hilarious stories that we can probably do top 10 stories of Ball State and Indiana State. The number one story would be, why in the hell do you guys have quarters?
Yeah. Well, I was at Indiana State for a semester, and there was a pyromaniac there when I was there, and he set fire to one of the displays. And I saw it first, and I had to call for help, and a bunch of people came and put that out. But yeah, it was nuts.
I'm afraid to tell you a lot about Indiana State University and living in the quad, like as in Cromwell Roads, and blah, 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 because I'm afraid that Columbia Records will come back at me for what I owe them for probably another 15 or 20 albums or CDs.
Billy Powell and Cromwell Hall stole 20 records.
Hey! Hey, man. So what else you got, Joe?
That's it for now. So
all right, well, you know what we love doing? It's the Billy and Joe Top 10 show. Check out Joe Carney's podcast, Indy's Local Flavor. Check it out on your, your favorite podcast platform. Please check out. I'm going to do a little bit of and that is, please check out Who's Your Garage if you love cars. And please check out Keeping the Nostalgia Alive. That's all one word, Keeping Nostalgia Alive .podbean.com. And also Joe and I are on the Keeping the Nostalgia Live show on YouTube.
Yes.
So this is where I upload our shows with Joe. And this is, man, I have a really, the light is just going off of my forehead. I'm getting old, man. So please subscribe, like, follow, whatever at the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show on Facebook. And follow us on the Keeping the Nostalgia Live show on YouTube. And don't worry, I'm not going to get that guitar out and play. So, Joe, today is the top 10, which is never the top 10.
No.
The top 21 candies, in our opinion, of all time.
Right. And also, if you have Roku, which I do, I've got the Roku option, and I've got a speaker, a sound speaker for Roku. You can watch Billy and Joe's Top 10 show on your television, which is a good way to go. That's how I do it.
There you go. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Hey, so the top 10 candies.
Yep.
In my opinion and in Joe's opinion of all time.
Yeah.
But we never had the top 10. So
No.
we're going to have the top 21. And Joe, because he came up with this idea and wanted to start it, we're going to start him out with number 21.
Number 21.
No habla español?
Pequeño.
Okay, es muy piquito.
Yeah.
Yes, I know all. My wife habla español, is from Mexico City. Mm-hmm. I know if someone's talking bad about me. I know all the bad words, like fart, like shit. Oh, sorry. Like fart, like poop, like, up yours. Yeah. So, it's interesting. And I never could get into conjugation. And I'm being serious. Like, pendejo, pendeja. Pendejo is a guy, pendeja is a girl, and they're both dumb or stupid. So I never got the, man, you understand what it means. So
I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and I will never, ever, 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 ever listen to the song La Bamba again. They play that every stinking day in Spanish class.
So I know one of your favorite hits is Living La Vida Loca.
Not so much.
So that's interesting, because I took 4 years and don't know caca. Okay, Joe, take us at number 21, man.
Smoke them if you got them. They puffed like real smoke. It was candy cigarettes.
Yes, you pack them just like your mom or dad, and
yeah,
you put them in your mouth, like I didn't make up any props today, but I had come off the cigarette, but they were also very good, and I do not think they make them anymore.
Yes, they do.
Oh. Now, did your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa smoke cigarettes?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So why did you enjoy the candy cigarettes?
For the gum.
Huh?
For the gum.
Yeah. So it's interesting that I would have put that on my list if I would have pondered it or thought about it. But my 21 is Necco wafers.
I've got that on higher on my list.
They
That's a
come,
great candy.
they come in a pack, and you enjoy the chocolate ones. You enjoy the vanilla ones. There are some in there that are nalguita, which, Spanish word of the day, which is butt. But I have at number 21 my Necco wafers, and they still make those today, and they're not.
Yeah. We've got a place here locally in Indianapolis where you can find all of these candies. Now, I don't know if they're in Noblesville anymore, but they're definitely downtown on the circle. It's called Rocket Fizz. They've got all these candies and all the pops or sodas that you remember. So
Yeah, Rocket Fizz. At least they're keeping the nostalgia alive. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
All right, Joe.
Oh yes, my number 20 is sweet tarts. So now they have the chewy kind, but when we were growing up, there was only one option of sweet tarts. It was the hard candy kind, but they've got both available now. It's sweet tarts.
That is very interesting. I've never been into that. You're probably going to bring up gummies.
No,
No, really? Okay, good. I just was never into that. Let's get all the sugar at one time. I always was into, let me get the sugar in time.
right.
So sweet tarts. That's interesting because let me see if I can do a visual that you can tell me what my number 20 is, and that's.
Five Finger Death Punch, the band.
Five finger discount. I remember that back when I was young. We need to do a show on sayings like, "Oh, that's a fly in the ointment." Well, no crap, man. Fifth Avenue.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Fifth Avenue.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was a good candy bar. It's not one of my favorites. It was a good candy bar.
I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but it was for old people. It still is for old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a prop for my next one. You ready?
Yeah. Pez and Pez dispensers are your number. Yes. That is
19.
awesome, Joe. How many do you have? And show everybody those again.
Well, I'll show you a different pair, actually.
That's kind of scary, Joe. And I'm glad you're showing us another pair of Pez dispensers instead of a pair. So how many Pez dispensers do you have, man? And do you have the actually candy in them? Let me see some candy in them. Aha!
No, all the candy's gone. I've got about 10. I've got the 5 Star Wars group that I have, and then about 5 Marvel that I have, and that's it. And both of those were gifts. So I don't think I bought either one of those.
You know, I was a huge Elvis Presley fan, and somebody gave me a set of Elvis Presley ones. But
you don't have those?
Well, come on, man. I'm
yeah.
gonna make a quote from your friend, your legend, the comedian, the person that you just loved, and that it's just from George Carlin.
Yeah,
it's just stuff, man.
Well, that's true.
And my wife or my kids are just going to go throw it in the basura, which is
trash.
Spanish for trash. Yes. So they ain't going to look at it and go, "Hey, let me represent my," and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be depressing. I don't want to, bring the show down, but it's a little bit sad that most of the stuff you would be able to gain money from, get money from, but they're like, it's Pez dispensers. I'm just going to throw them in the trash.
Yep. I hear you.
But I love your Pez dispensers, my friend. Love, love, love them. So was that number 20?
19.
No, 19.
Yeah.
So is it my turn for 19?
Your turn for 19.
Okay. This tastes like butt. Something in between your two cheeks that cover your butt. Just my opinion. Payday.
I have that higher. You know what? I don't think it tastes like buttocks. Because after
does it taste like penis?
No.
Peanuts. I said peanuts. So
It did. I'm sure you did. Yeah. Because after I got diagnosed with diabetes, which we both have,
the beatus.
Yeah, yeah, the diabetes, right? That was a salty alternative that I could have for dessert that I couldn't have with a regular candy bar. So I thought it was okay. It's not the greatest, but it's an okay. I have it a little higher.
You know, I just wouldn't pick it out. I just wouldn't pick it out in the register aisle. That's all. That's all.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right.
It's better than the zero bar. That's for dang sure.
Number 1, shut the hell up. Number 2, don't release my top 3.
That's your top 3.
And number 4, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, and at the end, can we do our worst candy bars?
Sure. So go ahead with your next one, man. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm disappointed. I'm because
you're full of caca de toros.
Because of your comments on the zero candy bar.
Yeah, dreadful.
All right, next.
My 18 is let's see. Red Arback's favorite, gum cigars.
Oh man, you're a freaking nicotine addict, aren't you, man?
No.
Yeah, Billy, you've been not smoking for 6 months. What happened? Well, Joe started talking about candy cigarettes and bubblegum cigars. All Joe's fault. Which is also Jose in Espanol, if we're going to continue our Espanol teachings and lessons today.
People in my Spanish class called me Jose Carnitos. So whatever.
Ooh, all of a sudden I'm hungry. I do not want a bubblegum cigar though. Okay, so you know, this is my number 18 is really I'm on 18, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is really overrated.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, don't ever lay a finger on my Butterfinger, man.
Oh, I love Butterfingers. Love them. I forgot to put them on my list actually. I'm a big
that could have taken the place of zero.
I'm a big peanut butter guy, so those are high on my list. So yes.
Man, I feel like I need to take an antidepressant because you said something bad about zero.
Oh yeah, it's zero flavor, zero taste.
Stop, man.
Zero desire.
Okay, it's my fault for zero desire. As Gomer Pyle would say, Jim Neighbors, golly.
No, thank you. I mean, if somebody gave me one free, okay, but I'm not spending the money. No.
Now this is the same guy that's wearing a Calgary Flames hat. So I think everybody will see that, you know, Billy is right in the way that he's expressing his feelings, and I'm just giving you a hard time, Joe.
Yeah, the Calgary Flames hat is for my buddy Dave, who plays bass in the local band Chemo Plays. So that's why I'm wearing the hat. So I should have had this much higher, but I was kind of in a rush. Number 17, I love this stuff. Rock candy.
Oh man, you know who the first person I think about when I hear rock candy? Montrose and Sammy Hagar, man.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Rock candy. Would you say that rock candy and Junior Ranchers are on that same level?
Oh, I forgot all about Jolly Ranchers.
But would you say that they're on the same level?
No way.
Okay.
I love Jolly Ranchers, don't get me wrong, but rock candy, when I was a kid, you couldn't get it at the store. You had, I don't know where you would get it, like State Fair or something, or your local fair or whatever.
And that's why I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting with the rock candy. And I disliked, just didn't appreciate my number 17.
Yeah.
And they spent so much on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always try it, or, I would probably eat it today. And that's called Biddle Honey.
Yeah, Bit of Honey's it's a good candy bar. I had it a lot. It didn't make my list, but yeah, it's a great. But it was it was very chewy, very very chewy.
It wasn't something that you can cram in your mouth and trick your mom, dad, or whoever was watching you. Oh, I'm not eating.
Right. This candy's still around today, and this could have been. I should have put this higher than what it was and swapped out another one. Circus peanuts.
What'd you say?
Circus peanuts. The orange
peanuts.
Circus
Peanuts. And they continue to sell those.
Yeah.
If it's the last sweet in the house and I'm craving sweets or sugar and there's nothing else, I'll have me some circus peanuts.
Okay.
But other than that, no, it's like maybe I can thwart your list. It's like having candy corn. It's butt.
Oh, I love candy corn.
Is that on your list?
No.
Okay, good. See, that's what you get for talking caca.
I wasn't talking any
about
trash to you,
my zero.
Oh, yeah, I did. I talked trash about the 000 bar.
And then you just called it trash.
Yeah.
This so disappointed. All right, man.
Oh, that's funny.
And so we're down to 16.
Correct.
Okay, and your turn, right?
I just went with circus peanuts, which you dissed.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yes,
okay. Baseball card gum.
Are you like serious with that?
What? It's nostalgic.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
It's jaw breaking.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
It's you take the baseball cards out. So, it's very, very nostalgic, or takes you back.
Yeah, sure.
There's a song on Bryan Adams' second album called Take Me Back. And it just, if I had that today, or if I had baseball cards today and I could smell the baseball card gum,
right, sure,
that'd be fantastic. Not good.
No.
Not, let me go find some, but just with the memories of collecting baseball cards.
Right. My number 15, you got to bite the head off every time. You got to bite the head off every time. Wax bottles.
And all of a sudden, Zero candy bars have come and overtaken Joe's number 15.
Oh, sure. You didn't like those?
No, it's like getting the lips like the Rolling Stones, man. Those wax lips. There's no
I remember those.
There's no flavor to them, man.
The wax lips. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. And I'm trying to see. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Mine is Wacky Packies. They were kind of like Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They came in cards, and they were just, and it was probably from Mad Magazine or whoever did Mad Magazine. But Wacky Packy Packs, and we got those at off of 16th Street, about a block away from Winfield Avenue, which was about a mile and a half away from the Indianapolis 500 Speedway. But I would go with Wacky Packy.
Okay.
And probably something that is at a very high regard within the trading card community.
Oh yeah, definitely now, without a doubt. My 14 is a classic. You can't go wrong with these Tootsie Rolls.
Do the Tootsie Roll. Do the Tootsie Roll. You know what? That is also my number 14, where I am glad that we kind of see eye to eye, because normally don't, because you were talking caca about my zero candy bar. I've heard, though, they've lost fingers, arms, hands, and continue to produce the Tootsie Rolls. And we probably have eat a little human ourselves just because of fingers and stuff like that have been caught in the vat in Chicago at the Tootsie Roll factory.
Doesn't surprise me anyway. Kind of like Roslyn Bakery when they had the bugs in the donut ratio.
No,
that's why
you're going to talk about zero candy bars, and you're talking about Roslyn. Man,
that's why they shut them down, man. I'm not talking garbage. That was a fact.
Well, we'll let people let us know if you're talking garbage. Every time I went to Roslyn Bakery, there wasn't anything left.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm like, I ain't going to eat that, man. I want the Smiley cookies with sugar. I want this. I want that. I want something with a wiffle ball bat.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. My number 13, for whatever reason, I didn't have this very often, but when I did, I was really glad. Rolos.
Very low, my friend. And if I had some Rolos, you can roll a Lolo to your pal. It's right. Chocolate caramel. Love Rolos, man. Great choice, man.
Me too.
And you were on 13, right?
Yes.
So my 13 is something that I only got when old people would give it to me, or I would never, ever pick it out at the grocery store. Never. But if someone gave it to me, I'd eat it. And that's a Hershey bar.
My kids love those because I can get them at Aldi for a reasonable price. And they had braces, so that's all they could eat. So,
like I said, though, it was just something, if someone gave it to me, I'd eat it, but I would not go through the grocery aisle, through those compulsive buy sections and pick a Hershey bar.
Well, I understand that because Hershey bars aren't trendy. So a lot of kids didn't say, hey, I want a Hershey bar, but they would eat it though. So I get that argument. I totally get that argument. My number 12 should have been lower, but I put it on here anyway. It's your favorite, Billy, Payday.
No, I just don't enjoy putting nuts in my mouth. Next. So this is something that is really a pain, and my number 13, right? Well, my number 12 is really a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. But if you want that sugar, you want that sweet, you want that You want that thing that quests or quenches your taste or whatever, no matter the flavor. Hershey Kisses.
How is that painful?
You gotta unwrap them, man.
Okay. Okay, so let me get this straight. That's more painful than Fun Dip?
Yep.
Okay. Say so.
And then hiding the Hershey Kisses wraps, so you
Oh,
don't
well,
have trouble
yeah.
for eating too many.
Well, of course.
Getting them stuck in a canal on the bottom of your mouth while they melt and go, oh, hey, grandma. Oh,
Yeah.
So yes, pain in the butt.
Yeah, I understand your argument. These were huge for about 2 or 3 years. I still enjoy eating them, but they're kind of hard to come by anymore. They had a bit of a resurgence. Pop Rocks, and it didn't kill Mikey from Life cereal, by the way.
We've lost everybody right now and said Mikey, you know, hey, if Mikey likes it, Life cereal. And what a great commercial. What a great, once again, nostalgic, gone. And Life cereal will probably go away in my grandchildren's age. I'm not sure what you think about that.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a low sugar cereal, so who knows? But you may be right. You may be right on that one. I don't know.
You may be wrong, as Billy Joel would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you may be crazy.
No, but I'm being honest.
Right. Well, I may be the lunatic you're looking for. So, right.
Tell her about it, man. So my number 11.
Yep.
M&M peanut butter.
Oh, that's much higher on my list, but good choice.
And there's just something about M&M peanut butter and popping it in your mouth and savoring, especially since I'm a diabetic, and especially maybe because you're a diabetic, but just
Right.
popping those in your mouth and savoring and melting those things in your mouth so that you can totally enjoy it.
Right. Great pick. My number 10, I got these every week because they were, I'll date myself here. I got these every week because they were 5 cents at a local drugstore. Now and Later's got every flavor.
I don't know what to say, man. I think I'd like to smack you.
Why is that?
Just because that is so much higher on my list.
Oh, that's fair. That's
so
fair.
much higher on my list. You know, I know that we're talking about candy, but you could still get that same high, sugar high. You could still get that same effect when having bubble gum. And love the commercials, love the bubble gum, and that was Bubblicious or either Hubba Bubba.
Oh yeah, I think me and my brother challenged each other, and my grandmother, who was 97 this year before she passed away, she always had the Hubba Bubba, and there were 2 packs at grandma's house, and me and my brother challenged each other to see who could blow the biggest bubble, and we put all 5 pieces in our mouth and blew the bubble, and it popped into our hair. So that was a bad day. So, but yeah, great bubble gum. Can't go wrong with those.
And I don't know how they've changed it, but they have changed it, and it's just not as good. It's just not, you know, you take a piece of gum, no matter what it is, Wrigley's or whatever it is, Bazooka Joe, whatever it is, 5 chews, and you're like, okay, I'm done with this. Even Mentos.
Right. Well, they took the sugar out of it and put sucralose in it.
Right.
So that's what changed it.
So I'm going to toss a lot of people off by saying this, but Reggie, it was a Reggie bar.
Okay. Is that your number 9?
Yes, it is. No, 19 minus 10.
Okay, my number 9 is, you talked about a Necco wafers. Those were excellent.
Aha. And I'm trying to see, and what number are we on?
8.
8. So I'm going to go with cookies and cream by the same people who make the Hershey bar.
I liked it, but I'm not a cookies and creams guy, but that's cool. My number 8 is, if there's not this one, the one ahead of it, I get this at the movie theater, and I need to talk about Black Widow, which I forgot to do earlier, is Juji Fruits is my number 8.
I agree with you. Not my choice, but I agree with you. Milk Duds.
Yeah, that's good candy.
Because they can last a whole movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. My number 7, which is what I bought I went to the movie yesterday, is a box of dots.
Oh, very good, but get stuck in your teeth just like Milk Duds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's not a flavor within dots that you're like, I don't like those.
Well, yeah, they're smart enough not to put black licorice in there. So.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a bathroom break. I'm getting old. Joe is not my age, so he's got a bladder like a camel.
Nope, I don't. No, I don't. I'm about the same. I can go for about an hour, and after that, I'm done.
So what number are we on, Joe?
Well, I said my number 7 was dots.
Okay.
Did you do your number 7?
Yes, I did, and those were cookies and cream.
All right, so we're on number 6. Number 6 for me. Number 6 for me is, I love these candy bars. It's Clark bars.
Oh, was the Clark bar the one that was floating in the pool for Caddyshack?
I don't remember.
I think it was. Remember, he picked it up and
abandoned ship.
I think it was a Clark bar. It's hard to find Clark bars nowadays.
Right.
And I don't know what umbrella they're under. M&M's, Mars.
I think they were a Mars bar. I think they were part of Mars.
Mars bar, and the guy that always wanted to get out of the army in MASH.
Yeah.
Klinger.
Great show.
Yes. And he did commercials for the Mars bar. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Was that your number? So I'm on number 6.
Correct.
You can roll a Rolo to your pal. It's chocolate covered caramel. Another one of those candies that you just put in your mouth and just let melt and you enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah. Great pick. I didn't have these a lot, but if I had a little bit of extra money at middle school, I would buy these every time. Chico sticks.
OMG, man. Man alive. Oh, that brought back so many memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen them unless they sell them at Rocket Fizz or online, or you don't see them in the, food aisle.
Right. Right.
Man alive. You know what? And I was not introduced to those until like the mid to late 90s. So, and I enjoyed those.
Right. Right. Did you ever drink New York Seltzer?
It has New York in it. So, no.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. So, yeah, I drank those in high school and they brought those back.
If the Mets or the Yankees had 9 players starting from the state of Indiana, I wouldn't root for anybody from New York.
Okay.
Just a little bit of editorial and my opinion comment.
So we're going for the New York audience then.
Nay, nay.
That's funny.
Who's next?
Did you do your number 5?
My number 5 is 0 candy bars. You can get them in a 4-inch. You can get them in a 5-inch. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Target. They sell them everywhere. Evidently, they sell really well. And there's nothing like a Zagnut white chocolate covered, which white chocolate is not true, covered candy bar. I could eat it all the time from the mid 70s all the way up until I'll be 54 in November. I will eat 0 candy bars and I will listen to your rebuttal, but that's all I will do.
It's a free country, so you can enjoy whatever you want. Not my first choice, but that's okay.
So alone on an island, and you don't have any candy except a 0 candy bar. You just let it sit there.
No, that's different. That's a totally different situation. So
no, not really. It's everyday life.
Sure.
I'm joking, you my friend. I'm joking, you guys out there.
I know. My number 4, I ate a boatload of these, and I still enjoy it now. And they've got the and they've even got these now in the little squares, which is really dangerous. Snickers. So that's my number 4.
It's good to hear some of our listings are about the same, or we got the same ones on our list, and Snickers is just a little bit higher on my list, but I totally agree with you, man. Totally agree.
Yeah, great candy bar.
Reese peanut butter cups.
I could eat those all day long. I really could.
And the problem with that though is that you got to unwrap them. You got to get the chocolate on your fingers. You got to, when you pop up around the Reese peanut butter cup, chocolate flies everywhere. So, and then they make the ones that are unwrapped, but those taste like butthole. So what to do?
Price of fame, man. It's the price of fame. My next chocolate bar, I love Snickers, but this one is just a little higher as Milky Way.
Oh, wouldn't have that on my list. Wouldn't have that as a bonus pick. Wouldn't even remember that when I wrote down my list.
Yeah, I've ate a boatload of those too.
Yuck. I'll starve. Just the title, Milky Way. No, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So is it my number 2?
You're number 3.
Criminy, man. What is a clown's favorite candy bar?
Pennyworth chocolate.
Snicker.
Oh, of course.
All right. So Snickers.
Gotcha.
I could have a drawer full of those, like you said, with the small minis, small, medium, large, peanut butter, almond, whatever you want to do with Snickers. I'm your man, dude. I am your tramp. I am your hoe. I'll get in trouble for that, but Snickers.
Yeah. 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 They're your chocolate master. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. My number 2.
You have another hat you can put on?
I would have, yeah, but I'd have to walk away from the camera.
I'm joking.
My kids and I get candy sometimes. So these are the 2 things I get. My number 2 is, you've mentioned earlier, peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh man, Joe, that is so cool and so interesting. I love those. But you know what? You know what though is kind of funny is that my number 2 is Reese Pieces. So, we're still there, but not all there. And quit giving me that look.
No, Reese Pieces is my number 1.
You know that M&Ms would be number 1 in the world if they would have given approval to Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, right.
And that is why Reese Pieces are still made today, is because of Phone Home.
E.T.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they didn't make a sequel to that. They were thinking about that. I'm so glad they didn't make a sequel to that.
Go home.
Right. So what's your number 1?
Oh man, I have to get mine before you.
Reese's Pieces was my number 1.
So until about 12 or 13 years ago,
Yeah.
I thought that this candy, which is horrid, by the way.
Huh?
Which is horrid, awful, by the way, but it is my number 1 because I enjoyed it so much and nostalgic so much because I was raised for a few years in Hallville, which is up by the Indianapolis 500.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Washington High School, Billy Keller, George McGinnis, Steve Downing, where I learned that racism doesn't exist for me because of how I had spent time with all kinds of ethnic groups and knew that it wasn't about me, it was about us.
Right. Sure. Yep.
And when I went to this particular sweets store, we would always get now and laters. But I did not know that it was now and later. I thought it was now later. NALTER. NALATER. Now later.
Yeah.
Now and later.
Right.
But also too, this is probably why a lot of people have give dentists business and stuff like that. And it's interesting because you can toss Skittles, Starburst, all in that same category because of now and later.
Correct. Right. They were the first ones.
So Joe, that is our top 21. Man, I'm kind of hungry for like a Snickers.
You and me both, brother.
And it's hard being diabetics, both you and I, to be able to, I got these Werther little candies that you remember when you were younger, you could untwirl and pop in your mouth and probably had a buttload of sugar.
Yes.
But now they have them so that you can pop them out, pop them in your mouth, and they're sugar free, but it's just not the same.
And the sugar alcohol is pretty much like eating a regular one.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you know, say that again.
Most of the sugar-free candies, they say 0 sugar, but on the back end it says sugar alcohol with X amount of grams. So it's kind of like eating a regular piece of candy.
Bingo, man. That and carbs and all that kind of stuff. Joe Carney from Indy's Local Flavor. Joe, thank you for joining us. I love doing this every 1, 2, 3 weeks. It's the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. Please follow, subscribe, or like us on Facebook. And Joe, check out Joe Carney's podcast, Indy's Local Flavor. Also, like, subscribe, whatever you need to do on the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week with a different topic and different opinions.
Can I have one more quick thing? Okay, so I made to go see the movie Black Widow here locally here in Indy. Went to Noblesville. It was the Hamilton 16. It was the first weekend they were open. The first day they were open, actually, yesterday. And I said, do you have to do Fandango down there to get your seats reserved, Billy?
You could, but you don't have to.
All right, that's what happened with me. I tried to do the Fandango thing and they weren't listed, so I walked up and bought the ticket, and it was $9, which I thought was reasonable. So it was a really good movie, a little bit predictable, but if you're an Avengers fan, you're gonna like the movie. So if you're thinking about going out to check out a movie, Black Widow's a good bet. And stick around because they always have the Marvel extra scene at the end, which was very, very, very intriguing. So if you're an Avengers fan, I think you'll like it.
And that is a small review by Joe Carney from Indy's Local Flavor on Black Widow.
Thank you, sir.
I am not a huge Marvel fan, as everybody knows. And the guy who played Shazam on the DC movies came out the other day on the ESPY Awards and basically just said Houston cheated and they needed to take their World Series trophy championship away. It kind of surprised me of how opinionated he was about that.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
No. Joe Carney, Indy's Local Flavor. Guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me, Billy. It was I am full of sugar now.